What's going on, guys? Josh Sykes with you for OutdoorNewsAmerica.com. As always, if you like the content we're producing, if you like our short little videos, go ahead and click that subscribe button down below. Leave us a thumbs up, leave a question, a comment in the comment box below. Today's topic is definitely something I know you're going to want to talk about. So please, let's start a dialogue below. I would love to hear your opinion, your thoughts, your concerns, anything that you have. Let's start discussing it down below in the comments box. Today, I've got something that I really am excited about. I'm excited about bringing this to you and discussing a topic that I've not discussed before on the channel. So this is something really new. You know, the latest and greatest in the news right now is all about personal defense, all about concealed carry. And here recently, there was an incident between a gentleman named Tanner Cook. I'm sure you have seen the video. We'll post a picture of it right here. He was a prankster on YouTube, actually pranking some people. Big guy, about 6'5". He's out pranking this guy in the mall named Alan Colie. And yeah, he took it a little bit too far and actually wound up, you know, the old saying, if you know what around and find out. He got shot in the stomach. In the video, you can see that. I'm not going to replay that video, but I did show you the picture of it, and I want to bring on a special guest on the show here in just a little bit to answer some questions about this scenario and clear the air on a couple of things, a couple of rumors that are floating around on the internet. But before we do that, I want to talk about this situation with you just a little bit. I mean, here's a guy who thinks it's totally okay to go out in public and prank people, to disrupt people's lives, to interject himself into people's lives in a negative way. And just assumed, I guess, that nothing was ever going to happen to him, that this is okay behavior, this is proper behavior. I think we live in a world where this has come more and more acceptable through social media. Well, I'm here to tell you that I don't think that it is. And I'm not going to get into the specifics of the wrongs and the rights of this video and this situation. It's not for me to decide, but to give you the breakdown of basically what happened, here's this guy, Tanner Cook, who's going out and he's pranking this guy in the mall named Alan Colie. He pranks him, he intimidates him, he pushes up on this gentleman, and this guy actually draws his weapon and shoots Mr. Cook in the stomach. Well, long story short, Mr. Colie was arrested there in the mall. Tanner Cook survived the attack, and it wound up being a situation where it went to trial. And Mr. Colie was actually found not guilty for shooting him in the stomach for attempted murder. He was found not guilty, but through this situation, I think we all need to learn a couple of things. Number one, don't go around pranking people. Don't go around doing stupid stuff. It's going to wind up hurting somebody. It can hurt you. It can hurt somebody else. So let's don't be stupid. Number two, if we are a concealed carry owner, which I am myself, I think it is imperative, and I've said this over and over again, to think past the gun. Okay? You're carrying your weapon with you. When you strap on, when you put that firearm on your hip, you need to be aware of the circumstance that you're in. You need to understand that if you have to use your weapon to stop a threat, okay, that scenario does not stop right there. That scenario has years and a lifetime changing effects to it. So you really need to think about the psychological part of this equation. What happens if you use your weapon? Yes, you may defend yourself. You may defend your family. You may protect your family from bodily harm and yourself from death. That's wonderful. I'm all for that. But I'm also a human being, and I also understand that you can potentially take someone else's life, and there are long-term mental, physical, emotional effects that go along with that. And if you think that's not the case, then I feel sorry for you. There's a little bit of humanity that needs to be had in these situations. So, brings me to the fact that if you are a concealed carry owner, it is imperative that you have concealed carry insurance to protect you in these situations. Now, with Alan Colie, he did have just that. He had concealed carry insurance with a company called USCCA. You've probably heard of them. They're very, very popular. They have almost 500,000 members around the world that pay them for their service. They pay them every single month for, in the event if they have to use their firearm, that USCCA insurance helps them with their attorney fees, their court costs, helps them get out of jail for bail, helps them do a lot of things, and helps them have a little bit of peace of mind that they have somebody watching their back during this situation. All throughout the internet, since this situation happened, it's been rumored, I've seen it over and over again online, that USCCA actually dropped Alan Colie during this event. And I always was a little bit perplexed and somewhat worried about that myself, because I also have USCCA concealed carry insurance for myself and my family. So yeah, obviously that worried me. It had me very, very concerned. I wasn't sure what to do about it. So this year, during SHOT Show 2024, I had an opportunity to sit down with a member of USCCA, with an upstanding member, a good friend of mine, Mr. Kevin Michalowski, who's the executive editor of USCCA Concealed Carry Magazine. I said, Kevin, let me bring you on the show. I want to ask you some questions. I want to clear the air about USCCA and their involvement with Alan Colie and what's currently going on. Did USCCA drop him? If so, why did they drop him? If they didn't drop him, why didn't he use him? Why didn't he use him? Alan Colie used a public defender. Now, yes, he was acquitted, so that public defender did a good job. He did his job, which, I mean, honestly, if I had a public defender, I'm not going to say all public defenders don't do a good job, but they're not getting paid, not at least by the person they're defending. So I wonder what kind of motivation they have to really put forth their best foot, their best effort. I don't know. Some do, some don't. But in the case of Alan Colie, they did a really good job for him. They did get him acquitted, so he was not charged with murder. Now, I think he was charged with some lesser offense charges in this situation. And I do know that there is an appeal process going on right now that Alan Colie is going to have to go back to court for the appeal from Tanner Cook. So in light of this, I wanted to bring Kevin Michalowski on the show. So let's bring Kevin Michalowski on the show. Let's ask him a few questions. Kevin, thanks for joining us today.
Thanks for having me on, Josh. It's a pleasure to come and try to dispel some of this misinformation that's been out there.
So Kevin, it's been floating around the internet, like I said earlier, that USCCA actually dropped Alan Colie during this situation. So help us clear the air here. Did USCCA drop Alan Colie?
Okay, the first thing I need to let you know is that USCCA members have the freedom to choose any attorney they want, any qualified defense attorney they want, to utilize their USCCA member benefits. So with that said, I need to let you know that there was never a denial for Mr. Colie's claim. There was never a denial of services. There was never a denial that he acted in self-defense. We believe that from the very beginning. Alan Colie is covered and always has been covered through his USCCA member benefits. He is still covered. He's still a USCCA member. I just want to make that absolutely clear.
Kevin, one of the things that you told me during our time together was you guys tried to reach him via telephone many, many times. Do you have records of those call logs?
Josh, I want to let you know that Tim Schmidt, founder of the USCCA, did get in touch with Alan Colie, and Alan said that he just liked the public defender. He got along good with this guy and decided that the guy could help him, and that's his choice. Again, we didn't deny any claims. He was always a member. We never denied that he acted in self-defense or anything like that. So that was his choice. And the reasons behind that, you're really going to have to ask him. We can't speak for him, but he just said he liked this guy and decided to go with him instead of some other attorney.
Kevin, has Mr. Colie and USCCA been in contact after his trial?
Yes, we've maintained contact. And again, we want to make sure that we protect the privacy of our members. So we're not going to talk about what we've spoken to him about in depth. I just want you to know that the public defender was a seasoned public defender, and now in the appeals process, Alan Colie, on the recommendation of this public defender, is using a seasoned appeals attorney paid for by his USCCA member benefits. Alan Colie is still a USCCA member. He was never dropped. We are still in touch with him. We are still helping him through this entire situation.
Kevin, as a member of USCCA, as a representative of the organization, is there anything else you would like to say about this situation or about USCCA's involvement or their relationship with Alan Colie?
Josh, I want to let you know that the USCCA has paid tens of millions of dollars on behalf of USCCA members as part of their member benefits to make sure that they can obtain the best possible legal defense with the attorney of their choice.
Kevin, thank you so much for coming on the show today, man. We really, really appreciate it. We really hope this clears the air. And if anybody's got any questions for Kevin, for USCCA, feel free to reach out to them directly. You can do a simple Google search. You can find USCCA online. Like I said, I'm also a member of USCCA. I feel like their benefits and everything they have are good for me and my family. As I did state, there are many, many other companies like USCCA out there. You can explore all of those and find out which one's right for you. But I did want to leave you guys with this. This is my final thought on this situation. Okay, and I'm going to roll it all back into what I was getting into earlier. As concealed carry owners, we have got to be over responsible for the firearm on our hip. You are responsible for that bullet when it leaves your gun. You are responsible. If that bullet goes through your perpetrator, enters into somebody else's body and harms them, you are responsible. If there's ever an opportunity for you to exit the situation without using your weapon, you need to try and do that. Lastly, do not go out pranking people. Do not go out invoking danger upon yourself, invoking a situation to where you come across as threatening, where you come across as intimidating. Don't do that. Be smart, people. We live in a community where we all really do need to learn how to respect each other. We need to learn how to respect each other's boundaries. And pranking is not the way to do that, guys. So let's stay smart. I hope you guys have enjoyed this video. I hope you've enjoyed this interview. Again, thank you to USCCA. Thank you to Mr. Kevin Michalowski for joining me on the show today. I just appreciate you guys so much. Again, leave us a comment in the section box below. Let's start a dialogue. Let's start a conversation. And until next time, we'll talk to you soon.